As Ron Acorn reports, the guerrilla journalist has already stirred up a lot of controversy in his still young career.
This was just the latest in a series of what's been called undercover guerrilla videos by the 26-year-old conservative activist aimed at embarrassing or ensnaring what he considers liberal groups. Last year, O'Keefe and a female associate posing as a prostitute taped Acorn workers advising them how to conceal the woman's criminal activities to get a home loan.
So you'll be able to get child tax credit?
Other targets have included Planned Parenthood and the New Jersey Teachers Union. The tools of his trade, a hidden camera, and actors, sometimes including himself, doing brazen impersonations of the prostitute at the Acorn office. A woman claiming to be an underage girl seeking an abortion.
Do you do abortion here, right?
An aspiring teacher.
Yes.
But this time O'Keefe was more sophisticated, going so far as to set up a website for the fictitious Muslim group in case NPR checked. Last year, after pleading guilty to trying to illegally videotape inside Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu's New Orleans office, O'Keefe told George Stephanopoulos on Good Morning America that his goal was to expose scandal and hypocrisy.
I consider myself an investigative journalist. These are tactics journalists have been using for decades, going undercover, confronting subjects, posing as characters.
James O'Keefe obviously sees the media as liberal and is trying to provide some kind of counterbalance by going after liberal institutions that he thinks the mainstream press won't touch. Of course, he does that by lying and deception, but it has been, you have to admit, pretty effective.
And because of his misdemeanor conviction, O'Keefe is now on 3 years probation, but he vows to continue his campaign to create what he calls chaos for glory. Already, his expose of Acorn helped to lead to that group's demise. Now his latest efforts have caused considerable embarrassment, to say the least.
If you don't know today's guest, you know his work. In 2009, this young man covertly filmed Acorn officials around the country handing out advice on how an underage prostitution ring could better take advantage of federal housing programs. Because of his work, Congress passed legislation to remove federal funding from Acorn. Building on that success, he launched Project Veritas. Just last month, Project Veritas released footage of an executive denouncing Republicans and cozying up to undercover activists posing as Muslim Brotherhood financed potential $5 million donors to NPR. He's James O'Keefe, and he turns 27 this year. Welcome, James.
Good to be here. Good to see you.
Acorn, NPR, Planned Parenthood. At first it was just you, Hannah Giles, a camera, and some absurd costume. Now there are others who've taken up the cause. You caught some amazing stuff on video. What hidden camera revelation has surprised you most?
Well, I don't think necessarily anything is surprising. I think it's shocking. There's a difference. What we show on our tapes is we show everyday normal occurrences of these organizations. Acorn employees giving you sort of tax assistance and shady tax assistance. I think everyone could have expected that. No one was surprised by what they saw. NPR executives acting swarmy, acting elitist, cozying up with Muslim agents. I don't think anyone was surprised by that. People in their 20s to expose Acorn. I mean, this is an organization tied to the president. And I think with the NPR story, the fascinating thing about the NPR story was we sort of stepped outside the boxing ring and we went into the box seats. And we went after the media. So I think one of the things I'm really passionate about personally is exposing the media itself.
You've used the word crony capitalism. What is it? What does it mean?
Well, it means that certain, well, I believe, this is my opinion, that one of my philosophy is that big business and big government are scheming together to hurt Americans.
Smaller projects.
Mm-hmm.
You did one in New Jersey with the Teachers Union?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we did. We did an investigation into the NJEA, New Jersey Education Association, which is the largest teachers union in the state. We went to their leadership conference, and we caught union leaders on tape talking about how hard it would be to fire a tenured teacher. I can't even repeat what they said because it's, you know, I don't know if there are children watching this broadcast or anything, but they were talking about the sexual things they'd have to do to get fired.
Wow.
They were talking about they wanted to kick Governor Christie in his toolbox, as they called it, and wanted to slander him and these things. So we caught these union officials on tape. Teachers were suspended after our investigation. Chris Christie gave a speech, and that was one of the That was back in October, right, when a lot of these union debates got started. That was a huge story in New Jersey, and I think that story was great because it was a local story, and we'd like to do more of that in the States. Offices. The media literally lied because they didn't have access to all of our other information. Then on the next day, we released the second video. Now, fast forward to NPR. The first video we released, we showed them meeting with the Muslim Brotherhood group. We showed the guy saying, what are the next steps in getting this donation? NPR said we rejected the money. A day later, we released a video of them saying they would help keep our donation anonymous. A day later, we released a video of them saying they would help keep our donation anonymous. The reason why we do this is because we give our subjects the opportunity to put their foot in their mouth. And we say, are you virtuous enough? Will you tell us the truth about what happened next? And every single time they lie, every time. And it only goes to show you that not only are these institutions unethical, but they're willing to lie about the fact that they're unethical. And that's why we do that. It was NPR.com. And stay tuned. You might see something really unusual in the next week or two. We have a music video, actually. So not a hidden camera investigation, a music video. Something that we've been working on to sort of, you know, because we do all this serious stuff. Occasionally, it's good to have a good time and have fun doing it. So we might do something musical. So stay tuned for that.
And the newly with us today.
Thank you.